Do you know which place this is? I will give you 2 clues to find out the place. First clue, the Portuguese navigator Vasco da Gama entered the Indian subcontinent by reaching here. The second clue is that this beach is the only beach in Kerala that has the Blue Flag Award, which is given by UNESCO for eco-friendly beaches. Yes, this is Kabad Beach. And after telling a whole lot about this beach, you may think that I moved to lifestyle vlogs. But no, you are wrong. I still have some books. So today's book is written by Enid, and I'm just gonna read a short story from that. And it is named The Marvelous Pink Wings. So let's get reading. Before that, welcome to a new video of DoodleCharu. So now let's go to the story, The Marvelous Pink Wings, written by Enid. Once upon a time, Mr. and Mrs. Squabble went to a fair. Mr. Squabble spent 6 pence on hoopla and tried to throw wooden rings over the things spread out on a table. Mrs. Squabble spent 3 pence and she was very lucky. One of her rings fell right over a marvelous pink vase. It was very tall and had pink roses painted all the way up. Mrs. Squabble was simply delighted with it. When the man gave it to her, she beamed with joy. "Isn't it lovely?" she asked to Mr. Squabble as she carried it home. "I wonder where I should put it in." Now, Mr. Squabble only likes vases when they were put so high upon a shelf or a bookcase that he couldn't knock them over. So he made up his mind that he would say the vase would look fine on the top of the grandfather clock. When they got home, Mrs. Squabble put the pink vase down the table and looked round her parlor. "Now where shall I put it?" she said. "It must be some place where everyone will see it, because it is really beautiful." "Well, my dear, I should put it on top of the grandfather clock," said Mr. Squabble at once. "On top of the clock?" said Mrs. Squabble in surprise. "What a silly place! You never put anything on top of grandfather clocks." "Well, why not?" asked Mr. Squabble. "It would be quite a new place. I should love to see it there. Then, whenever I look to see the time, which I do quite 20 times a day, I should see the vase. It's a marvelous place." "Well, I don't think so," said Mrs. Squabble firmly. "I shall put it on this little table here, near your armchair." Mr. Squabble looked on in horror as he watched Mrs. Squabble put the vase on a rickety little table near his chair. He knew quite well that the first time he reached out for his pipe, he would knock the vase over. "Now, my dear," he said, "that's a foolish place. Only a woman would think of such a silly place." "Oh, how dare you say a thing like that?" cried Mrs. Squabble. "Just because I didn't like the top of the grandfather clock? Well, if you don't like that, what about putting the vase safely up there on the shelf beside the radio?" said Mr. Squabble, trying to speak in a nice, peaceful voice. "Really, Squabble, you do think of some stupid places," said Mrs. Squabble. "Why, every time you turned on the radio, the vase must be knocked over." "I don't think so," said Mr. Squabble. "Though if you turn on the radio when that dreadful woman screeching voice sings, the vase might jump right up in alarm." I'll put the vase on the mantelpiece, said Mrs. Squabble. But that didn't suit Mr. Squabble at all. I shall knock it over when I reach up for the matches, he said. Clumsy person, said Mrs. Squabble. Indeed I'm not, said Mr. Squabble. Why, I could walk on flower pots all around the parlor and not fall off once, and that's more than you could do. Well, of course, that was quite enough to make Mrs. Squabble fetching 20 flower pots from the shed and stand them round the parlor. All right, she said. Now we'll just see who's clumsy and who's not. You start walking on the flower pots that side, and I will start walking on them this side. And whoever falls off has lost, and the other side, and the other one can choose where to put the pink vase. And let me tell you this, Squabble, that I shall win with any doubt at all. The two of them started to walk on the upturned flower pots. They did look silly. Round the parlor they went, and round, neither of them falling off, for they were being very, very careful. And then the cat jumped in the parlor window and made both Mr. and Mrs. Squabble jump so much that they fell off their flower pots at the same moment and fell crash against the little tree. The pink vase was there. It wobbled, it fell over, it rolled off the table, it tumbled to the floor with a bang and smashed into 100 pieces. The cat sat in a corner and watched itself. Now they'll both know where to put the marvelous pink vase. The cat purred to itself. There's only one place, and now that's the dumpster. And that's where the story ends. And if you wonder which book it is Summer Stories by Enid Blyton. As you can see, the sun is starting to set. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. I'll see you next week. Till then, bye!